All right, everybody. All right, let's see here. Share. Oh, it's so fast when we do it this way. All right, we're live. I think this market's about to turn over a little bit. Really looks like we're starting to roll over a bit in the market right now. So good to see everybody coming in here. Great to have you all with me. I want to talk to you about some trades today, or trade today that I took, which I'm pretty happy about, and made some good money. So I wanted to chat to you all about that, and then to see how everybody's doing today. Welcome in to the Market Alchemist channel. The Market Alchemist is a growing trading community that is co-founded by myself and Dr. Vanessa Charland. We're going to be working together to change the paradigm of changing or the retail face really for everyone and start like instilling into the market really what we feel is the better way to make money in the market, the safer way to make money in the market, and the best performance and the ways to do that. So I welcome you all for coming in. Thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure as you come in, hit the like button, subscribe, ring that bell. We've got more content that's going to be coming out pretty soon. And we're going to be talking a little bit about this wild market right now. So because the market is so bullish and things were really going, I decided because I've seen a little bit of a lower hit rate on some of my index trades and futures, I decided it was time for me to kind of get things rocking and rolling and get my equities back out and polished up, right? So one of the things I don't do as a trader is try and like really force the market into my bubble. I gotta go where the money is. You know what I mean? So I have noticed over the past few days we've had lots of really quality equities calls. So I went ahead and cracked open my DAS trading platform and got everything rocking and rolling. I might even have to set my subscription back up because they have my fixed risk hotkeys that I really like. And then I went ahead on Netflix, and Netflix was the only call today that we had in the pivot system today. It was a R4 or H4 trending breakout, and I went ahead and took that long. Stop was right below 103.75, just below this high, below the quartered increment. And I was going for ATR high, and I ended up cutting it when it made a movement and lost H6 again. So I figured since we broke it out, we came back in. That was a little weak for me, and that ensured that I still made a little over 3R on the trade. So we'll take it. So I did on my equities account, I do risk a grand, per trade. So it ended up being a really nice day for me. So, and I'll take it. Especially because I'm starting to read a lot of weakness into the market right now. So I think we're going to roll over here in a bit. So we'll see what happens. Hey, Frank, good to see you. Good morning. Custom fishing lure molds. I think you and I could have very interesting conversations. No trades for you. That's probably a good thing, Ashish. I mean, if nothing really set up real well, you know what I'm saying, then better not to have, I would say. So, good morning, PK. In days like today with a wide high pivot, can R2 to R4 be a bit? I wouldn't particularly play it. But in the theory would be we are going to need to go from the central range out to the edge to get there. So if you want to play long, you certainly can. The reason I don't is because the price action is normally very, very difficult, and you have lots of it gets there, but it struggles and it takes a really long time, and you end up not actually making it. So this range right here, like I wasn't really looking for the NQ. Like wasn't even really. If you notice the Thorcast today, I don't think I included NQ. The one I'm looking at was RTY is the one I'm really interested in, and it just went to selling. So unfortunately, it didn't get to H4, but RTY was the one that I thought it was close enough that we could have gotten up there and saw that response there. But for me, it's just going to be my Netflix trade today. So I don't think anything else is going to set up very well for me. If it calls, I certainly will. The colors, I'm gonna put out a new place to host those, but right now you can get the color ones for a limited time only. They are still actually hosted at the website of the community I used to belong to, and it would be that. Let's look at silver. I think silver's a beautiful call. I would be more than like, look, we just went to selling too. Like, I love silver right now. Like, short silver right here, lower range, wide range, H6. This is beautiful. Actually, some really good calls to, I mean, these two calls are both very lovely. I mean, even now, we've almost made it to ATR high on the Netflix call. Nice, solid buying call. So I got into Netflix because when it called, the buying and selling was great. It was just nice, steady buying as it offered back. It never really put in too much selling. So I really liked this for a buy. So this worked out just beautifully. So even with the market starting to sell right now, Netflix is still perfectly cool with hanging out up here. So it was beautiful. I'm so happy with this trade today. I actually really needed that trade today. Um, you know what I mean? Just feel good trade. You know, have a nice holder. This trade would have been alerted to anybody who has my Camarilla pivot system. If you're a subscriber to the Access Plus, then you would have gotten alerted like anybody else. It just pops right here. So far, the only two alerts that I've had have been silver, which so far is looking pretty decent. Right? We've had the moving average cross, and we've gone to selling. So these would be the majority of my criteria for going short have been met. Hey, what's up, Gonzalo? Good to see you. Hey, Nathan. Hey, after I get back from my next trip, you got to come hang out with me sometime, dude. I got to figure out how to stream two people at the same time, though. But you so have to come hang out. My man Nathan in the house. NT, good to see you, my friend. Make sure everybody, 133 people, throw those thumbs ups for me. I love you. Do this. Also, I'm on a mission, okay? I'm on a mission, okay? I want 200 likes. I want to get to like over 200 concurrents. So try and stick with me through the session. If you have to go off and do something, you know, like come back. You know, I mean, I really want to hang out, but we really got to get this thing trending and pushing. You know what I mean? So I need some assistance with that. I can't do that. This I can't do by myself. Yeah, pull me up on like 5 computers with 5 different accounts. No. None of the silliness. Um MBT. Ooh, it is selling. It was almost a call. We would have called H6 if this had went here. It got close. Look at that. It went to selling. Wow. Interesting. So look here. See where we offered this trend a while ago? Let's get rid of the trend, but let's mark that level right there. So that's the high of March. Now look what happened. Look where we went. Right up to the high of March. Right under H6 and just thunk. I mean, just totally tore away from it, right? How long did it take me to make my decision on the Netflix trade? 15 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. I really don't have a lot of criteria for getting into a trade because the Camarilla pivot system handles that. right? So when we started off, right? Let's see here. Where's my guy? Right? So when we started, right, we had this really nice bullish move, right, which I really liked a lot. And then when we offered back and called the level, we were buying. And that's really the most important part for me. I want to buy when we're buying. We're in a higher narrow range. So because our range is narrow, the expectation is that we're going to play away from the central pivot or the previous day's close, right? And because it's a higher range, we're inherently bullish. So I'd prefer to go long, right? So we had this nice pullback. When it pulled back, it came right to VWAP, right into the 9, right into the 20, held up really nicely. So I got long here. My stop was just below that level right there. And then I was targeting ATR high, which we haven't quite got yet. I ended up going out when we came back and we lost H6 right there. Which I might have wanted to hang on to this one a little bit, but like I said, it was 3.5, just under 4R to go out right there, and I was really happy with it. I can see you, Julius. Everyone should be able to see you. You're in with IBIT, Vahid? Lovely. Another beautiful trade. So I really like how you started off and you actually exhausted here. So it's a lot of buying, right, for this. And then as it pushed kind of up into the level, it did that on kind of this, like, it's nice steady volume. So you can see why you wouldn't have wanted to short at the beginning, but you kind of had an idea we might not go that high. And then we spiked back up into this range and then immediately dropped. And that's our sell signal right there, right? So you had this real big drop. So as soon as it offered back in, you could be short right there, stop above the high, and then just target, I would target like ATR low or the CP, like somewhere right in there. That would be my target, right? Here's the settings for the BS detector. Yeah, look at that. Look at your volume right now, too. You have lovely selling volume right now. Like, actually, I mean, you're actually selling a lot right now. Your rolling is like -66, so that means you're selling very heavily. Don't be super shocked if you get a little bit of a pullback, okay? Because when you sell that hard, it's difficult for the market to sustain it. But because you get a pullback, don't freak out. Like, it's not like it's going long now, right? But you're gonna get a little bit away from VWAP, and then you're gonna be selling too much, right? So if you guys are really, and gals are really enjoying this content, make sure that you like everything. Make sure you subscribe. If you could do me a favor and share. Like, I know you might feel like your social media is not like like, oh, what's my like, it helps. Like, if people are sharing it, people are letting other people know within their small circles, that really helps the algorithm and that helps me get out there. So I really appreciate it. And again, kind of like this whole rule thing, right? If you're gonna walk into somebody's house, right, you take your shoes off, right? So you're walking into the house. I'm giving you free videos, free content, trying to entice you to come hang out with us at Alchemist. But in the meantime, like, at least kick off your shoes, throw a like, sub, give me some shares, and I promise I will keep bringing you all the good stuff I can come up with, including, I'm hopefully going to get my buddy Nathan to come back on here some. I'm going to try and we're going to try and do some, hopefully we're going to build some relationships with some of these other vendors and start having them on. I mean, it's going to be a good time. I'm excited for y'all to be a part of it too. We're doing this thing. We need 200 likes. I think if we get to, maybe I found a program that'll let me do a giveaway. So maybe if we get to 200 likes, I'll give away a mentoring session with me. But it's so unlikely we're going to get to 200 likes. So I don't think I'll have to worry about that today. That'd be if we got to it today, I'd have to literally like figure it out and install it right now to keep my word. That would be very inappropriate. So IBIT, like let's keep an eye on this, right? So I like IBIT. Like, so if you are short in IBIT, I would definitely say hang in. Okay. I think it's lovely. Like really good play here. Well done. So I think you can, the lower you go on this one, the lower you can go. You also broke your high of day right after 10:30. So I think this one's probably a higher than usual likelihood for a double break. If this breaks the bottom here, I would say you most likely continue out to the CP. I would not see this breaking this low, then squeezing and coming all the way back to the high. That would be pretty unusual, right? Activating bots. Oh my God, y'all are so funny. Yeah, hit me. Cam questions. No, the pre-market data should be added to the ATR, the adaptive ATRs. It should be there. Because where we move in the pre-market affects the session. 40 non-likers. How wooed. I actually am always concerned, like always like surprised. You know what I mean? Like who comes in here and then when the person asks for likes and then they just go, no. You know what kind of person that is? That's like you ever have the person who's going like 40 miles an hour in traffic and it's like 40, but it's like 45 miles per hour and they're just sitting there still going 40 miles per hour and they're just like, no, I'm going 40 miles per hour. In the left lane. This is my road. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I will do anything to get likes out of you. We need to get higher on ES. ES is still an ES is not a play for me today. It has an H4 short. If it got way up here, I would consider it, but it's not going to get there. RTY is the one I really like today. RTY, I wanted it to get there. We could have gotten there. Like I like you or not. I ended up playing Netflix. I got a beautiful long on Netflix today, and made some really solid money. Was very happy with my Netflix trade. So just a nice, came back, pulled back. I went long off of the 4th level. This is a higher range, narrow breakout. We called the play. I went long. I was targeting ATR high, but I went out for like 3.5 R when it came back through. We just took some nice money. So so it was a very easy day for me. Netflix was the only thing that called today. So there really wasn't a lot of decision making on what I liked or did not like today, since there was only one call and it worked. Or actually, silver was a call, and so far silver's working. Right? Oh, well, I've on my watch list. So I never watch Hood. So Hood called, but it's buying. It's not selling. So I wouldn't have wanted to short this because it's not selling. So if you're going to sell short, you got to make sure it's selling. No, I trade almost the entire same watch list every single day. This is my watch list. It's only like this many tickers. I'll add 1 or 2 every now and again, but for the most part, I have almost no watch list. The toss ones are not the same. There's some similarities, but they're not the same. Mine are calculated different. Right? It's a party. Like, look at NQ go. We're still look, we've been buying all day. Don't argue with the volume, people. We've been aligned long. This is why I was long in Netflix. Like we can't argue with it. Like the thing I think I honestly like I went back and I looked at like some charts and stuff, and I know what I've been doing wrong in the past couple of days. I just haven't been watching the volume as like it is crap, don't get me wrong, but it's buying. So as long as it's buying, it's buying. Like if we're buying, we need to be buying. Like and right now the market's buying. It's just whether you agree with it or not doesn't really matter, right? It's just what it's doing. So this thing is long right now. So yeah, that's it. No call for YM. YM's in a higher range. So we don't play H3 in a higher range. We play H4. So if YM got to H4, it would call. That's why it's saying H4 short. It's got to get all the way up here. We have a monthly play calling on Google. I mean, this could be a party. We're exhausted here too. So we're pushing a lot of buy volume right now. So I'm kind of waiting to see here if we get a seller. I'll kind of show you what I'm looking for a possible short. Because I would be willing to short this. We're at ATR high. We're at monthly H6. We're at R6 on what is a higher, wider day. So there's definitely some stuff I'm willing to do here. My stop would likely be, I'd rather be above 331 if I could. Here. See this high right here? That's important. And that's still quite a bit above us. So we got to be careful not to get too aggressive, but I like where we're at. So, but see the difference though? This is like there's no selling yet. So you can't take a short on this. You'd have to wait, right? We're still very bullish in the price action. So this would be something to like keep an eye on. You could even put an alert like right here. And if it recrosses, that could bring your attention back to it. But you don't want to get too aggressive on these because we are making new highs of day after 10:30. So it is quite possible we close outward on the chart. But I do love how extended we are. I mean, that's a party. And we're getting darn close to being in range of NQ. Or MNQ at least. Or RTY. Like, someone get up there already. So, oh, thank you, everybody. We got 163 in the house. So I'll walk you through kind of what I'm seeing. So as we're going through, I'll just kind of provide you. I think just the live trading experience is probably very helpful. If you have any individual questions otherwise, let me know. And if we actually get a true alert that pops up, you know what I mean? I'll check that out. So right now, this price action is still very bullish, right? I mean, look at it, just nonstop green candles. The one red candle you have is very, very small. So you don't want to get like aggressive on these things and start saying, "Oh, well, I think because we're high, we need to do a." Don't think of because we are like just what are we doing right now? We're buying, and we're buying with a lot of interest, but it's a lot of buying. One would likely say too much buying, right? Like this is an incredibly no R4 shorts right now, but give it some time. Like QQQ and SPY are getting into areas where this could become a possibility. So, but you got to remember we're making new highs after 10:30, so our long range runs afterwards are much less effective. Look at this thing cook. So strong right now. The market itself is just wild right now. Like, let's go. Come on, RTY, you can do this thing. If RTY gets to H4, we're gonna. Oh, so here's my thoughts on the market for just a moment. I'm gonna pull up a 1-month chart. All of my volume junkies here. You might not need to be a volume junkie for this one. Like, what the actual? You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of upward movement with zero volume. Right? So, like, so for me, this is an insanely disingenuous reoffer of premium. So, which is kind of par for the course lately. Basically, we say a bunch of really nice things, the market gets really, really rallied up, and then we drop the news, right? And then we slam down, and then, oh, we say really nice things, and then the market comes up, and then we drop down. So, but we've in just a half a month, we've done the entire last month's move, and we did it on, I would say, 1/3 the volume. So that's a relatively disingenuous reoffer of premium as far as I'm concerned. Like what took 3 or 4 months to do before, we've done in 1 month on a lot less volume. This feels like a pullback. So, but until it is, it isn't, right? Right now, this thing's still it's still going. I'd love to see this thing get all the way up to frickin' H4. I'm so party if RTY gets there. All right, so let's take a light look at Google. So Google's crazy exhausted right now. Right, so having it way up like this, I mean, it's pretty wild. So there is definitely some potential for what could be a pretty nasty short up here, I think. So let's keep an eye on here because I like that. We're very extended above H6. It's a wider range. And we've exhausted quite a bit. So, but we still need a seller, right? So we're not a short yet, but this is one I'm going to keep an eye on. So things I'm going to be looking for this short to happen, right? Number one, selling, right? I need to see like a large sell come in that drives our price back down quite a bit, right? I want to see something big that comes in here and really like says, wow, like there's our big deal. Also, I'd love to see our moving averages actually cross, right? Kind of like they did down here. So I'm looking for something kind of like this, right? But I'm looking for it up here, right? I want to see this drop. I want to see us pull back up. I want to see our averages kind of intertwine our 920 and this across, right? And then see us start making some significant new lows. And that'd be a really nice signal to maybe try and play something. We would be looking to come back, see where these two big candles are here. We'd be looking to come back and likely retest the value from these guys down here. Right now, still above the averages, still moving up, still buying. So no signal for a short, but that would be what I'd want to do. See how that works? So now we're constantly evaluating that way over and over. I trade them as an area, not necessarily a place, but that's really how I treat all my pivots, right? So for me, because I'm in this monthly selling area on what is otherwise, what has otherwise been a narrow month, basically we've completed the breakout on Google as far as I'm concerned, and I'm looking for it to capitulate up here somewhere. So, but this I would not play so accurately. What I'm looking for any of my entries is actually volume. There is IWM. Here we go. We could actually play IWM. RTY still isn't quite high enough. I'm just kind of getting set up here. I kind of like where we're at right now. I like how we've exhausted. We're kind of offering some selling here. So this does look like a rather lovely spot for IWM. So what I'm looking for, if I was going to take this short, is I want to see this get back underneath the level. Right. And then I'd like to, right now we're kind of above a positive cross right now too. So we're a little bullish still in the price action. I like where we are otherwise though. I like that we're very extended from VWAP also. So that's very nice for this. I like H4 on RTY humorous because it's more in range. Like I feel like we could actually get to it. Where the other ones we just feel so extended because like IWM is already in the way. So it's like we're already alerting at IWM. So now we're going to have RTY's future finish the trip when IWM starts selling. It doesn't really align very well. So I think like RTY could start selling even earlier without hitting the can because IWM starts to sell. But maybe we chop here and the other one catches up, but this is kind of the underlying we're really like focused on. So, but right now we don't have a seller yet. So I think we're okay. So just kind of hanging and waiting. I like this spot here though. We're still pushing pretty nicely volume-wise. But look, see how we've tapered off the volume here? Like we really overclocked quite a bit. And now we've tapered back. So now as we're pushing, we're getting very low volume in as we're pushing. That's pretty weak. Like we're above these highs here. I'd like to see this drive into selling and see us have a cross here on our averages. H6 reversal can be possible on Tesla. Yeah, I agree. It's been a low push too to get up here. And now that we're here, we're kind of just cooking volume. If RTY was in better position, but it's getting hung up right now here. Is ES almost there? Real life. Condo life. So if I was gonna get short, my stop would probably be above 269.50. It really wouldn't make sense to give it much more room than that. I mean, you could go above the high, but that would be so tight. I just don't feel like that would be necessary. I like how we're just offering up here and we're getting no volume right now. I mean, we're almost all the way at all-time high right now. Like all-time high is right there. I just saw a lot of selling hit the tape. All right, we got it. I'm going to give this one a shot and see what happens. So I had a really nice winner on Netflix, so I'm going to try a short on this one. And my stop's above 269.50, so I've got some space on this. And actually what I'm going to do is I'll probably pull it in a little bit, and if this ends up squeezing, I'll just get out of it and then see if it resets a little bit better. But I saw a really nice drop in the yep, now it's bought right up, so they might have got me. Hold on. I actually really did like this one when I saw it. I like the way it's a little on top of the level, but I hit it right as it hit the level. So I liked this one a lot, the way it was setting up, but we'll see what happens. I do like this one, but I might be a little early. So if that's the case, I'll have one winner, one loser. I'll close out at like 2.5 hours for the day. It'll just be a nice day. Hey, Sean, good to see you. So I had a really nice win on that Netflix one. So I wanted to give this one a shot. I really liked how that was looking right there. It just shows you, like, it doesn't matter how good you are at this. Like, when that little drop happens, sometimes it just comes right back against you. Like, just don't weird out about it. Like, I still like the range I'm in, and I like the way this feels. And my stop's up here, right? So, but if we rally out and buy highs, whatever, I'm out of this thing. We'll just call it done, and then we'll have a winner and a loser, and it's no big deal. But I really like this, and I saw some good orders going to the, I saw some good sell volume come in right there. It looked like it was going to push us down, and then they absorbed it and pulled it right back up. So the only critique I have on this entry is I am in above the cam. So, I mean, which is not necessarily a big deal. I can get in anywhere inside of this zone, right? But being under the cam is a little bit better. it's a weaker positioning. But I like the entry otherwise. Concerned with IB stats always. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll likely just play back to VWAP on this thing. I really do like this. I think it's a good trade. Don't forget the thumbs ups. We're at 170. Come on, people. I'm trading for you here. So you can see here. So I'm in here. I ran a pretty wide stop. So, I'm going to let this, we'll let this run me back down to like 26.75. So we'd be moving back, basically trying to go back to the more or less to the CP on this one. But I like this. I like how we overcooked in this area. We couldn't really push. I saw some really good selling volume hitting the book before, and then we absorbed. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. That's nice. That's some really good selling volume that just came in right there. But it wasn't too much selling volume. That was a very appropriate amount of selling volume for that initiation. So I'm into it. But it is going to cause a value offering. So this will be kind of our moment of truth here. So we'll drop down here. It's going to pull back up. If this yoinks and goes out the top, we'll know a whole lot real fast. Right. But but I don't really concern myself too much with that. All I can do is just say, like, did I read it good when I was getting in? Did I like my idea? And in this instance, yeah, I got in almost within a couple minutes afterwards. I got a nice dump away. You know what I mean? I can't really control what happens after that. I've just got a spot I want to try and get in, and then I'm going to try and get in around that spot. If it doesn't work, it's okay. And I think that's where a lot of traders really like allow themselves to get beat up is they put so much personal onus like in the outcome of their trades, and it really like yeah, it really they really get beat up because of it, and it's not fun. There's a volume spike. That was a pretty nasty volume spike right there. Huh. This will be a very interesting candle. I would love for this to turn to close as a pin bar, which it did. That's going to be our ES short or our SPY short setting up. That was a very interesting pin bar. That's a lot of volume. And they closed that thing very, like, with a really high bar and then negative. So that's a very solid topping signal. Let's see if this market like decides to make sense today. Like, why are they buying up right here right now? That's wild. I mean, that's such an aggressive sell signal. I've noticed some really interesting like movement in the markets lately, like where, You'd be very surprised with how willing this algorithm is to accumulate right now. It's crazy to see the selling this thing's willing to to deal with. It's nuts. What a pain in the butt. I'm still holding it though. I still like it. IWM is the ETF that yeah, it's just an ETF like Dow Jones Industrial. We've got QQQ, SPY, and then IWM. So it's just an ETF, kind of like the rest of them. It's for the Russell 2000. So it's so our major ETFs, SPY, IWM, Dow Jones Industrial, and then of course the Nasdaq 100. These are all our most liquid ETFs that retailers generically like to play. And all of them are quite fun. And then, of course, for those of us who trade futures, we tend to play their futures equivalent, which would be ES. RTY is the IWM equivalent. NQ is like QQQ, and YM is our Dow Jones Industrial Futures. Netflix was a straight winner. I mean, I got the good one. I'm so happy. I'll take it. I'm still on this one. We'll see what happens. So we have one winner, and if this one loses, I'll have a loser. So whenever I take my positions, I don't like putting my stops inside institutional numbers. So like 2969 is right here, right? So 2960 or 269.50. My stop is at 269.55 only because I do not want to be inside of 269.50, right? If this runs another order block to the top side, I'll get out. But right now, like this is how I kind of judge when I'm getting in. So sometimes I run what feels like immensely wide stops, but you'll see by the time we get to our targets lower that they really weren't that wide. But the market for me, giving it a little room to breathe means I don't have to be quite as accurate all the time, which was important to me because reading price action was actually not like my number one like super best like ability in the market. So I needed to gain, I had to kind of get into trades better, and that's one of the reasons I ended up focusing into range, is because of that. We were looking at Google before because of the potential monthly setup. I don't feel so good with this one being so high now. I like that it ran out the top side range, but I would have wanted to see some response from the level itself. So for me, I'll probably stay off of that one. I mean, MYM's rolling over right now. It's interesting that YM is rolling over now, but RTY and everything else still seems quite strong. SPY. Oh boy. SPY's in a great spot. We're still buying, but look at that beautiful wick of the level. It's so precise. I love how precise the like level is. So we hit the level, we're still buying. I can't do anything with it anyway because I got IWM going, but that's fun. I like this level a lot. How's IWM doing? Being a little scary. So my stop's right here above 50, like 55. So if it surges, I'll just be out. It'd be really nice for, I mean, everything to get up, and M2K could be a thing. NQ's getting close. Are we getting there? You can do it. Yeah. So humorous, my system really focuses more on higher return rate rather than higher hit rate. Right. So, but if you're doing it right, you can kind of double dip that a little bit. Right. There are times in which you will get um, a higher hit rate and a higher reward rate. And that's most easily done by kind of giving it room to breathe. So for me, at least. Come on in, Q. You can do it. Get up here. We're so doing this if it happens, if we can get up here. I mean, maybe we're so doing this. The initial balance range stat is the statistic that the market more often than not will close on the side of the side of its 1 hour break. So like if it makes a 1 hour high and low, whichever side of that it breaks is generically going to be where we're going to end up. I'm just getting things loaded up on NQ here if we get close. Yeah, it's a good reason. It normally takes me very, very short period of time to make a decision on whether or not I want to trade once I see all the signals I need. But that's kind of the deal. I need to see all the signals I need, right? If I don't see all the signals I need, then that's a whole different situation, right? So like right now, like what I would be looking for on NQ, right, is the first thing ideally is I want to see this thing hit the level. After we hit the level, I would like to see us start selling. right? Or I would like to see a very exhaustive move into the level. So like if we had like a very really huge volume spike, wham, right up into the level with like big volume that like took this way out here, like maybe hit that for a, you know, I do already like that we're very extended from VWAP, right? So we've got lots of room to come back for a mean reversion. But we got to get up here and hit the level for me, or get really stinky. Like we need to get up here and signal this thing. So that's what I'm waiting for now. So if we can get there, that would be nice. We're still trending above the averages with a nice smooth slope moving up. So there's no reason to think that this thing is going to like turn around or go the other direction just yet. If we start to see that in here, we can make some decisions about it. But right now, we still haven't seen like a big sell, right? We've seen lots. Our buying's definitely kind of wearing out, but we have not seen like just that really big sell yet. And that's really what we're waiting for. And if it happens from a wrong spot, then it just is what it is. Right, but we need to. My hits are whenever they set up, Sean. Sometimes my trades are within 5 or 10 minutes of the open. Sometimes my trades don't happen until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I trade whenever there's an alert, and that's it though. I don't trade otherwise. If there's no alerts, I don't have trades. No, the indicator doesn't. Actually, the indicator really doesn't factor in the IB range at all. That wasn't a consideration when we first put the system together. No, unfortunately not. I need this thing to hit I need it to hit the level. Like I wouldn't want to just get in it short now. It's just too it's just when it comes to your rule sets, like you have to kind of draw a land in the summer. Like I already got a really nice trade on that. I actually don't even know if I'll take this because I've taken 2 trades today. I'm short IWM right now, which is starting to work again, right? And I already got a long on Netflix that worked. So I've had 2 successful trades. So, I don't even know if I would take this trade even if it did signal, right? But for me, yeah. L Chavasco, I'm gonna teach you. You're gonna come to this channel and you're gonna hear new stuff, right? I'm a tenured retail day trader. I've done all the stuff. I've tried all the different things. I've come with my system and the way I trade because for me, it's the actual way retail traders can make money, right? Most of what you see out there is regurgitated warrior trader stuff. Not that warrior trader doesn't have its application within the market it works within, but a vast majority of what you see out there is just warrior trader regurgitated for a different type of stock trading, and it doesn't actually work because what made warrior trader work for small accounts was low floats. So if you try and take those methodologies and apply them to high caps, not small caps, right, the methodologies don't work because you don't have enough buying power. So you actually need a methodology that works for retail day traders that have a $10,000 account or a $20,000 or a $30,000 account, because very few of us are going to be able to have a multi-million-dollar account that we're going to start trading with. That's a goal, not a starting point for most of us, right? So we got to kind of keep that in mind. So you're going to hear a lot of different stuff here. So make sure thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, ring that bell. We got Dr. V in here, just doing great things for us, and helping so much. And we're going to work to bring that. How would you score your slippage from your rules lately? Very strict. I really haven't had too much slippage. I would say I'm at 9 out of 10. on the vast majority of my trades. Like today, I'm 10 for 10. I'm all the way around locked in. I've taken every trade I've wanted basically exactly the way I would want to. So I'm pretty happy about all of that. So like I said, I'm short IWM right now, and and I had a really nice long on Netflix already. So two really great trades today. I'm happy. So yeah, I don't trade. Low floats are not a viable mechanism for long term success. You can have some parties with no low floats are like, it's kind of like doing like a drug or something like that. Sure, it's okay to do it every now and again for some fun, but you don't want to make it a part of your long term plan. Right. So, all right, everybody. Well, guess what? I'm short IWM and this thing is working. So we will see what happens, but it looks like maybe two good calls on the cams. So really low cam call day, but every cam call that worked so far has offered something of decentness that I've been watching. So good stuff. I hope you all have a great day. A reminder, tomorrow I'm actually going to be traveling. So there will be no YouTube tomorrow. I am so sorry. Miss me so much. I will miss you. I will be back on Thursday, and we will get back to the party. Still keep your eye out for the market Thorcast. I will be posting my thoughts in the morning about what I expect to happen in the day. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I actually might start doing a video version of the Thorcast that I'm going to post to the YouTube daily. So it might be something I'm thinking about doing. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Much love. Subscribe. Mwah. Bye.